Monal. So Melik Monal came from a very humble background, but he didn't stay in a low-income environment for very long. He actually jettisoned himself into becoming a multi-millionaire. He runs several financial firms all across the United States. And he was inspired to get into this financial industry after watching his family struggle financially for many years. So if you wouldn't mind, please give a thunderous applause to Mr. Melik Monal.
You guys hear me? Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, guys, let's stand up a little bit, man. I know I'm the last speaker, guys. I want to get everybody engaged. I want everybody to be on their high levels. I like energy. Energy equals income, man. Cash flow. Everything's energy for you, okay, guys? So if you guys not giving me energy, I can't transfer that energy back into you guys. I need energy from you guys. Guys, I got a lot. Oh, it's not a lot. Huh? Yeah, let's do this. All right, perfect. All right, guys, listen. The information you guys are about to tap into, I need you guys to be very open-minded, okay? Very, very open-minded. Next level information. Guys, I'm going to bring it back to the basics because a lot of people like to emulate the end result without actually going through the process within itself. All right? So I'm going to bring it back to the basics so you guys can understand where it is. And so, everybody, you can turn to your left, please. Left. And I want you guys to gently give your spouse or any assistants a slight massage. Slight massage, please. Slight massage. All right, fellas, hands above the waist, fellas. Hands above the waist. Yep. All right, guys, you guys can sit down now. You guys sit down. You guys can sit down. You guys are getting low and stuff. What you guys doing? All right, guys, listen. Financial freedom is key. All right, living your life on your own terms is key. Okay, I want you guys to understand that. You guys looking at the screen right now, guys, something might stick out to you guys. I am a serial entrepreneur. One thing I realized, every key panelist that was on here, I did everything they did. And I sat back and I watched them talk about what they're doing, from trucking to real estate to ATMs, to e-commerce. All these things I've dabbled. So I have a little knowledge in everything. Okay? But when it comes to me, is it okay for me to tell you guys a little bit about myself before I get started?
Absolutely.
Just a little bit. I'm not like, because I'm long-winded, so I need the visual to not get too confused. So guys, my name is Mr. Blueberry. Kind of got a love-hate relationship with blueberries, guys. Every summer, our family would travel up north to New Jersey, Hamilton, New Jersey, the blueberry capital, and we'll pick blueberries every year. All right, every year. My mom would have me pick blueberries to actually pay for my school clothes and things of that nature. I had to pay my own cell phone bills and things of that nature. So growing up for me, a lot of people look at it and be like, "Oh man, you had it rough." I didn't. It was a blessing within its size, man. So guys, you gotta understand, me personally, my mom, a lot of people wasn't in agreement with how she actually raised us. But I understood that what she instilled in me was hard work, pays off sometimes. Sometimes. We're gonna get into that. But guys, growing up, man, all I wanted to do was take care of my family. That's it. I wanted to take care of my mom, buy her a big white house, picket fence, live an American dream. That's all I wanted to do. But unfortunately, me personally, I come from a very small town. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Belle Lake, Florida. Small town, Belle Lake, Florida. Very poverty-stricken area. Both my parents are immigrants from Haiti. You guys know Haiti and Haitians in the house? Yeah, okay. It's like what I said. So, immigrants from Haiti. So guys, it was very difficult growing up. Financial literacy was scarce in my household. Scarce. Nobody knew anything about that type of stuff, man. We didn't speak of it. It was just hard work, hard work, hard work. I knew one way to get out of that town that I lived in was actually going off to college. I was a football player. I played football for a long time. And I actually injured myself, and that dream diminished right before my eyes. So I started running track my senior year of high school, and I received 28 scholarships to multi-level colleges all across universities, all across the United States. And I decided I wanted to go to Tennessee. Went off to Tennessee, got my college degree, business management and accounting as a major. And I said I wanted to do something with it. But guess what, guys? All this happened in 2010. I got back and I found myself working at the outlet here in Orlando. Right? So understand that you're going off to college, you live the American dream, you know what to tell you. Go off to college, get a high-paying job, and then come out and help the economy. Well, it didn't work out that way for me. I ended up working at Nike, the outlet here in Orlando. And very, very difficult for me. As a person with a college degree, I was organizing shoes. Guys, can you understand how gut-wrenching that is? For you to spend 6 years in college to come home to organize shoes. You know, it was one of those things where I was probably there for no more than a year. And in that year, I realized one thing. I actually went home one day from work, and I told my manager actually called me. He said, hey, you didn't come in and work today, Malik. And I told him I had an eye problem. And he said, what was the eye problem? I said, I just don't see myself working there anymore. But you know, the cuts are good, but I ended up going back the next week. But one thing I realized when going back, I just realized that job wasn't for me. It took me to one day, I went to work and my feet were hurting so bad. I went into the bathroom and sat on a toilet. True story. And at that point, I realized, you know what? I had to do something to change my life. I can't keep living like this. That day, I walked out of that bathroom and walked out of that Nike outlet store. My manager just called on me, hey, Malik, where you going? I just kept walking because I understood that if I walk out of here without putting a 2 weeks notice in, that I would never be able to get that job back. I put my back against the wall in order for me to take my life to the next level. That's when everything changed for me.
That's good.
Everything changed for me. Guys, I'm no different than anybody else here. I'm no different than you. I'm not the smartest person in the room. I'm not the most well-spoken individual. But what I do understand is how to actually put yourself in position to win, no matter what the situation is. All right? You guys with me?
Yeah.
You guys with me?
Yeah.
Tell you guys, listen. Life is what you make of it. Life is what you make of it. I promise you this. Life is what you make of it. Right? When you sit and you watch yourself, you think about this. What's the secrets? How are these guys doing it? You guys want to know what the secret is, how to make $1 million, how to make $1 billion. Everybody wants to know the secret, right? What's the secret? I can guarantee and tell you right now, there is no secret. There is no secret. You first have to what? Change your mindset. Mindset is key. So people always ask me, Malik, what did you do? What was the first thing you do? How did you become successful? I said, I changed my mindset. But that's it? Yeah, I changed my mindset, but what about the mindset? I started to take accountability. You have to take accountability for everything that transpired in your life, no matter what it is. I would have things happen in my life that wasn't even my fault, and I would take accountability for it. Right? Taking accountability for everything turns you into a monster. There's nothing that you can't do. There's nothing that you can't do. Trust me. Guys, you have to be open-minded. Right? You have to be open-minded. I don't care if you're a millionaire sitting here, a fellow millionaire, or a billionaire. You can learn something from anybody. Never stop learning. Guys, never stop learning. Can you guys say that with me? Never stop learning. So you guys, listen. You know, we talk about this a lot. As a panel talked about, they talked about, mentioned books. I'm a person that, oh God, I hate reading. I hated it. I hated reading, guys. It was just not my forte. I just didn't want to do it. Sitting there, taking time out of my day to read just wasn't something for me. But I understood one thing. One thing about, keep this in mind, guys, one thing about successful people, they're always willing to tell you how they became successful. I don't know what it's about, I don't know what it is. They're always willing to tell you or teach you how they became successful. And I picked up one book that changed my life forever. It was Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. If you haven't had that book or read that book, I really advise you to do it. That book changed my mindset. It changed my mindset. It turned me from being a 9 to 5 to a total big business investor. Guys, my goal is every business that I create right now, as I sit here before you guys, have 13 streams of income. And I've always said to myself, the average millionaire has 7. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. But you have to understand, with those streams of income, you have to understand, it's not a stream of income if you're dormant in it. If you're not making money, it's a liability. Understand the difference. Understand the difference when it comes to that. So guys, when it comes back to mindset is everything. So you guys want to make a lot of money, right? You guys want to make a lot of money, right?
Yes.
I don't think you guys want to. You guys want to make a lot of money, right?
Yes.
What is money? Tool. Virtual. Money is dead. Guys, in 1971, President Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard and money became dead. Money is dead. That means that money that you're saving in that account is losing money every day.
Yeah.
Something called inflation. The value of the dollar goes down each and every day. In the beginning of the 1900s, you got to say, the value of the dollar went down 97%, and the stock market went up 3,000. In other words, you have to start investing your money. Money was created to flow, like energy. Right? Guys, listen, I'm going to say this again. Money was created to flow, like energy. Understand that. Guys, you can't make money if you don't understand how it operates or what it is. That's what people don't understand. You got to go back to the basics. I'm not going to come here and tell you all my accolades or what I have, the Lambo, this and that, because none of that stuff helps you. What's going to help you is understanding what money is and how to actually create it to where it flows. Inward flow. You guys with me?
Yes.
You guys with me?
Yes.
So we're entrepreneurs, right?
Yes.
What are entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurs are nothing but problem solvers. That's it. Don't complicate the God-given talent. It's a God-given talent because everybody's not built out for this type of industry. Don't complicate it. Entrepreneurs are nothing but problem solvers. That's it. That's it. Don't complicate what you're here for. You're an entrepreneur. They're going to pay you to solve a problem for them. Simple. We as humans tend to want to complicate things. Me personally, I like to make things easy. Very, very easy. Right? Like one of my favorite rappers, guys. Most people emulate the end result and not the process. Guys, don't get fixated on the millionaires and billionaires you guys see before you, because you guys are watching them on social media, you guys are watching them on television, and you guys are trying to emulate the end result. They've already made it. No one's posting their failures. No one's posting how many businesses they fail.
Right.
No one's posting those type of things. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust the process within itself, right? You guys with me?
Yes, sir.
I'll make sure you guys are with me. You guys with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Guys, true wealth. What is wealth? Time freedom. Wealth is measured on time. Wealth is measured on time. Not money. Time. Your most valuable asset.
Yes.
Time. Guys, don't get caught up into the money aspect of things. Money is a tool. Tool can help you buy back happiness. Not happiness, but time. It's a tool. All right? So when it comes to wealth, there's 4 different types of wealth. I like to emulate this, and I like you guys to take a picture of this because it's a great thing for you guys to emulate off of. You have the first type of wealth. You have financial wealth, which is money. All right? Financial wealth is money. You have social wealth, which is status. Instagram, Facebook. I'm a rapper. I'm a pop star. Watch me dance, watch me twerk. Right? Time, which is my favorite one. Time wealth is freedom. Freedom. Living on your own terms. Right?
Yeah.
Love it. Physical wealth is health. Most important one.
Yeah.
Because none of this stuff matters if you're not healthy, right? You can't enjoy the money if not, right? So when it comes to people coming from a 9 to 5 background, I always tell people, be conscious of the jobs that lure you in with 1 and 2 or rob you of 3 or 4.
Ooh, oh my goodness.
That's it right there.
Yep.
Guys, be very smart. We live in a very systematic country. Very systematic country. And I want you guys to understand that. As soon as you walk out of there, heard one of our panelists say they will park you. If you was to die today on their work floor, they will park you out within the next minute. It's time for you to start building your dream instead of building someone else's. I don't know how many times I had to say this. I know a lot of people say, well, I've heard that before. I've heard that from several people. So my question to you is, why aren't you successful yet? Obviously, what they're saying, something's going to resonate for you, right? Right?
Right.
Guys, so now it's time to get into something that's very important. You guys ready?
Yep.
You guys ready for this information?
Yes, sir.
Get it.
Guys, what's more important to you guys, money or information? Why is information so important?
Because the information, once put in practice, can give you a lot of results and benefits, if that's monetary or whatever.
Right on it. Right on it. Information is the most important thing you can ever come about. Information. You have to do whatever it takes to get to the information. And once you get it, apply it to your day-to-day life. The information is useless if you don't apply it. It's useless. You have to apply it. You know how people say, hey, if you hang around 7 millionaires, you're bound to be the 8th one? That's only true if you apply what you learn from these millionaires. You have to apply the information. Y'all ready for this?
Yep.
It's time to get into this money, man.
Hey.
Guys, I'm going to talk to you guys about how I was able to make millions of dollars by understanding how to leverage banks. Banks. What are banks? People think when they make a deposit, it's actually a deposit. Do you think that's actually a deposit? When you're handing your money over to the bank, what are you doing?
Giving them money to put to.
You're allowing the bank to borrow money from you, right? So how can that be a deposit? They're taking your money and making money with it. For every dollar you give the bank, they lend out 10. They're investing your money to make money. So guys, you guys like to have a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of friends. I have a lot of associates. But I like building relationships with banks. Because they have all the money. They have all the money. How do you build relationships with banks? You got to get to the thing they call credit. I don't care what walks of life you are. Guys, I was taught the wrong way. I wasn't taught financial literacy. My mom told me to stay away from credit. It's bad. You're borrowing money from people, and you have to pay it back. It's bad. They're going to administrate it's entrapment. Don't do it. Only people that don't understand how credit works are afraid to use it. If you have poor money management skills, it's not for you. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say, hey, everybody go apply for a credit card. If you have poor money management skills, don't apply for a credit card. Because if you can't leverage your money properly, what makes you think you can leverage somebody else's? This is what banks look at, right? Every entrepreneur, and I call it entrepreneur credit, because my entrepreneur credit is set up different. When I'm setting up my credit profiles, it's for me to actually put myself in position for funding. Okay? Putting myself in position for funding when I'm actually repaying my own personal credit. Guys, credit is the foundation. Do not let anybody tell you otherwise. Credit is the foundation of everything you do. I'm going to show you guys what I did. Because guess what? This is how the rich stay rich, by leveraging other people's money. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard these things before. So if you guys heard these things before, why not take action? What's stopping you from taking your life to the next level when it comes to it? Or you just don't understand it, right? You need information. The most important thing, right? When it comes to credit, cleaning process. Here's one of these things. You have to understand how to properly clean your credit. I want you guys to take notes when it comes to this, okay? Your credit has to be 100% accurate by law. 100% accurate by law, okay? All right? So when it comes to credit, when it comes to your credit being 100% accurate by law, that means I can guarantee you 79% of consumers have an inaccurate item in the credit. Misspelled names at addresses that doesn't actually associate with you, even old jobs. You want to make sure you are basically positioning yourself to where your credit is in the proper standing. And I'm going to show you how you're going to do that. Do you guys know the credit bureaus have numbers you can actually call? You guys know that, right? You can actually get them on the phone and call them and say, hey, I see this, I don't know my credit, and I didn't make this purchase, or I didn't do this, it's fraudulent, and they can actually take it off. You guys know that?
Yeah.
This is how you go. You actually go and call, right? And this is how you update your information. Guys, I'm giving you guys, these things happen all the time. I have clients that I work with, and it works like a gym. I had one young lady that actually called into the credit bureau. She removed a name that was on her credit profile that had a middle name, which wasn't hers. She had the name deleted, and it deleted 45 negative items off her credit. Because those accounts will attach to a falsified name. Simple stuff like that. Jobs. This is for funding. You want to make sure you're not standing all over the place when it comes to jobs. I'm teaching you guys how to basically build your credit profile. You want to teach you guys how to remove, you don't want to have more than 2 or 3 jobs on your credit profile. Because it seems like you're not stable, you're all over the place. So you want to have the most 2 jobs on your credit profile and make sure your name's spelled correctly. Most important, guys, when it comes to the freezing process of the credit, you guys know what freezing the credit means? Freezing your credit bills? You guys know what that is? You guys know what that is?
Isn't that when you when you freeze the activity, right? You stop
Okay. So we get somewhere. Freezing your credit. Okay, so guys, in order for you to remove a negative item from your credit, it has to be deemed unverifiable or inaccurate. That's the only way you can remove off your credit. That's it. The only way. So if you have a debt on your credit profile, you know it's your debt. The best way to do is actually make it unverifiable, right? So what you will do, you will call up the credit bureaus. You will actually freeze your account to where you have these accounts with collection agencies that are trying to verify the debt. They won't be able to verify the debt because what? The account's frozen. It automatically remove off your credit. You gotta know. I'm gonna say this again. In order for you to remove any negative item off your credit, it has to be deemed unverifiable or inaccurate. You can actually call the credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, and these are the bureaus that you can actually freeze. Secondary bureaus, and the main 3 are TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. You can call them up and say you would like to put a freeze on your credit. So when the collection agency are calling in to verify the debt, they won't be able to verify it. Now, by law, they have to remove that debt, whether it's yours or not. You guys are asleep. Let's wake up. Let's wake up. All right, guys, I wish the screen was a little bigger. This is what I call a gem, the 609 letter. Guys, like I said, I'm going back to the basics. You want to make $1 million. But first, you got to get to the process of understanding to get yourself. Your best investment is investing in yourself. As a credit repair broker, I would not allow anybody to fix my credit if you have bad credit. It starts with you. Fix your own personal credit. And I'm going to show you why it's going to be your first stream of income. This is the 609 letter, one of the most effective 609 letters yet. You can use this as a dispute letter to put all your negative items on, and you actually send it off, and usually it removes 40 to 50% of your negative items. Very, very effective letter. 609 letter. Very, very effective. Let's get into some funding. I love funding. I love this. Show me the money. I love extracting funds from the banks. I love it. You know why? Because you're giving me free money based on a credit score, a number. Let's take that back. They're going to give me money because of a number that's attached to my name, which is a credit score. Sure, I'll take that any day. If you want to break it down to the small parts. So funding. These are a group of lenders that I like to use a lot. On this sheet is showing you lenders that they'll tell you who they're pulling from and where your credit score has to be in order for them to actually fund you. This is the funding process. Guys, your job is to actually extract as much funds as possible to use those funds to create more funds. Now, like I said before, if you guys are people that can't manage your own money, come on. Why would they give you their money to manage? Most importantly, guys, I want you guys to take a picture of this right here if you guys can. Data points. Data points. Yeah, these guys, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is stuff I'm teaching to like millionaires.
Yeah, we're here.
Listen, data points. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, there's one thing credit card karma is good for. Getting your proper credit score is not that. Because anything that's free, you pay for what you get it for, right?
Right.
So the numbers are usually off. Okay, but one thing credit karma is good for, providing the correct information. All right. So when I go in and look on this is from credit card, this is one of my clients. You want to make sure your payment history is at 100%. Okay? Payment history is at 100%. And you want to make sure your credit utilization is under 10%. A lot of people said 30, right?
Yes.
No. You know why they say 30? Because after it passes 30, that's when it starts to affect your credit. If you want the utilization to help your credit, keep it under 10%. Guys, I promise you, I cannot steer you wrong. Tell me. Derogatory remarks. Do not want any negative item in your credit. Nothing. I've showed you the 609 letters, how to remove those. I showed you ways you can call the credit bills to actually have negative items removed as well. The most important thing, you have to understand what's on your credit in order for you to actually challenge anything, right? So when it comes to age of credit, history, credit cards, how long you had a credit card, right? That's great. Like I have my daughter, and she's on all 28 of my credit cards.
Yes.
I'm building history for her as she speaks. She's 5 years old. Some credit card companies allow them to become unauthorized users on the cards. Some of them don't. You gotta actually find the ones that allow at that age. Some people say it's 7, but there are cards out there that allow you to actually put them on that. There's no age limit. Some cards don't. So accounts. And when I say accounts, I mean positive accounts. You want to have at least 10 positive accounts on your credit report. At least 10. When I say positive account, that can be a car payment, mortgage, but you want to be in good standards with all that stuff. You want to be in good standards, okay? All right. And most importantly, guys, hard inquiries. Be very wary of hard inquiries, guys. Because I've seen a lot of people get denied for funding because of hard inquiries. Too many hard inquiries like you're desperate for credit, right? So guys, understand, if you can keep below 3 hard inquiries, that means when you guys go in Macy's and they say, hey, do you want that 25% off? No, you better. You get a free card, those hard inquiries, that's definitely not something you want, okay? All right. You guys got that?
Yeah.
You guys got that?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Let's structure our business properly. For funding. See, I don't know how everybody else do things. I don't know how they make them. There's a million ways to make $1 million. I'm teaching you guys how I did it. Because I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I had to figure out I didn't have the money because the first thing someone tells you is, why haven't you started a business? The number one answer is what? I don't have the money. That is no longer an excuse anymore. Not when there's credit.
Yes.
Save that. You have companies that are willing to give you money if you have a 740, 750, 720. You have banks that are going to give you money. And people don't understand why I leverage credit. And I'm going to go into before special 3 reasons why I started leveraging credit. Because guess what? These banks are going to pay you to use their money through reward points. They're going to pay you. Number 2, you have an endless supply of capital if you manage to credit properly. Endless supply of capital. 3, you can always use their credit or their money to create multiple streams of income. Your credit is at tip-top shape. If you follow those guidelines and meet those data points, your credit is tip-top shape. Tip-top shape. So congratulations, guess what? You guys just started your first business. I guess you guys are wondering what was the first business. If somebody can tell you what was their first business by actually fixing your own personal credit. No. If you receive funding. If you follow those guidelines and you can receive funding 10 to 15 credit cards. Now guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna start your first trade line business, 6-figure trade line business. I don't care who you are, and this is why I push it in the aspect of using your personal credit. Because you're gonna transfer personal credit into business credit, because you no longer wanna use your personal credit.
Right.
You wanna start using business credit. But this is one business that you can operate and turn into a 6-figure business. Think about it, guys. You have 10 credit cards. You can add anybody on here trying to help them with their credit as an authorized user on your credit card, and it sometimes helps the credit shoot them. This is what the rich people are doing. They're leveraging other people's credit and history to create more income for themselves. Imagine on an average, someone's paying you $500. You put them on your credit card for $500 for 3 months, you remove them. Cycle that again. You have 10 credit cards, 500 each. 3 months, take them off, new person, 500 each. Guess what? Each credit card you can put up to 6 to 7 people. You do the math. You're just trying to fix your credit into a 6-figure business.
But you never send them the credit cards.
Never send them the credit cards. Never. They don't need it.
They don't need it.
That's your first stream of income.
Yep.
Simple. Guys, don't complicate this. We tend to complicate things when it doesn't have to be complicated. Don't complicate this. Guys, structure your business, funding, taxes, and legal purposes. A lot of people, I'm a tax professional. And me personally, the reason why I got into taxes, and I'll get a little later on that, but when it comes to S corps and LLCs, people want to say, what's better, an S corp or an LLC? And it all depends on what direction you're going with your business. You know, if you want to build a large corporation, you want to build a large business, have a lot of employees, you definitely want to go S corp because you're only getting taxed once. Versus an LLC when you're getting taxed twice. You can admit your LLC as an S corp to only get taxed once. So every company I own, I turn them into S corps. If you have partners, it's easy to get distribution between you two when it comes to an S corp. So S corp is already the best way to go. Register your business in the state, of course. You want to make sure you register your business. It's simple. And like I said before, guys, this is entrepreneur steps, guys. Anybody that's an entrepreneur, this is what you need to be doing. And I'm telling you this, Rick, you need to open a bank account for your business. Stop. I've seen people peddle their business funds to their personal fund, the accounts. And I promise you, this is something that you don't want to do when you run into it with the IRS. They will eat you up alive for something that simple. So make sure you open up a business account, because when you're trying to receive funding, they're not going to release those funds into a personal account. It has to have a business account. This is from a business standpoint and credit. You want to make sure you get a DUNS number. The DUNS number is like a social security number for your business. You can go online right now, Dun & Bradstreet, apply your business as a DUNS, apply for a DUNS number, so where you can actually get your payday score. That's your business credit. All right, you want to make sure you get that DUNS number. And now, once you get that DUNS number, you want to build business credit. How do you build business credit? Through vendors. Vendors like Quill, Garner. These are different payments. You know, net 40s, net 50s, meaning that you will purchase something from them, and you will pay them back within 90 days or 30 days. And they'll report it to your credit report. Now you're building business credit. Now when it's time for you to actually go in and apply for funding, you're getting it, but it's not that simple. I missed a couple of steps, but when you want to make sure your business is structured like a Fortune 500 company. So you want to make sure you have a 1-800 number. All right, you want to make sure you have a secure email. All right, you want to make sure you have at least on paper 25. Even if you don't have 25 employees, you want to put 25 or more employees on that. Because you're a growing company, you'll eventually get to that point, right? All right, so you want to make sure that, so once companies see that, it resembles a Fortune 500 company. Now you're getting large funding. I'm positioning you guys to receive funding. Once you use OPM, leveraging other people's money. Okay? So now we have the money, right? We're going to go by a whole lot of liabilities, right? We're going to go by a lot of liabilities, right? Are we? That's a trick question. Everyone's like, yeah, but definitely not. Definitely not, guys. Let's see right now. You can see that sexy Lamborghini right there. She's beautiful, isn't she? How you can turn a $500,000 car like that into a cash car, cash cow. I was able to do it. You know, These are liabilities. As soon as you drive that car off the parking lot, you already know it depreciates in value. But I like cars. I love cars. So I like buying cars. So how can I buy cars but where it benefits me?
Lease.
I rent it out for $2,400 a day. Now it became a cash flow. Now it's cash flow. People say cash is king. Nah, cash flow is king. Your job is to build cash flow. Build cash flow. That's it. How much cash flow can you accumulate in one time? How much cash flow can you accumulate? And that's what it's about. Creating cash flow. Getting into Turo. Turo is a platform that just came out. Guys, I have students that are making 6 figures with Turo right now. You remember that? You remember that funding tech that I just showed you guys? Navy Federal is probably the easiest bank you can go into and receive funding from. Guys, if you don't have a Navy Federal account, once you leave here, go get one. Okay? I've seen people with 650 credit scores receive $60,000 for car loans. See? So if you get a $60,000 car loan, what you gonna go do? Buy a $60,000 car? No, that's not what my students do. What they do is they'll take that $60,000 car loan and go buy 3 or 4 cars.
Yeah, 2 or 3 cars.
Turn the titles into the bank, and now they have a full-fledged rental car business with Turo. It can be simple. That's another stream of income. Airbnbs, like one of the largest hotel chains, right, in the world, and they don't own not one hotel. Uber, the largest transportation company in the world, they don't own not one vehicle. You guys getting where I'm going at with this? Guys, you don't have to own anything to control something.
That's not rich people.
Guys, you gotta get into understanding how the world is working and follow the leader. That's it. When it comes to real estate, I love real estate. Real estate's the end goal. I don't want to get too much into depth with real estate. Why? Because real estate is one of those things where I like to store money. But not only that, it's the long-term investments. We're flipping properties. So this year, within the last 6 months, I flipped 9 real estate properties. Fix and flips. And people say, why are you not buying and holding? I'm not buying and holding because I'm building capital. So why are you building capital? Because I'm leaving that money in the bank. And once I actually leave that money in the bank, I can actually go buy an apartment building by leveraging the money that I have in the bank.
Right. Woo.
That's the end goal. I tell a lot of people stay away from single family homes, go towards the duplexes, fourplexes, because that's generational wealth. My real estate mentor owns about, I'll say, 2,700 real estate properties. And it's staggering. But one thing that's impressive to me is that his apartment building, he owns a 7-unit apartment building, which generated almost $60,000 in cash flow a month. That's the end goal. You know, why? Do you have $3, $4, $5 million laying around? Absolutely none. So you're flipping properties, you're building capital, you're leaving that money in the bank, you're going to the bank and say, hey, I have this apartment building, I'm going to buy for $1.3 million. I have $700,000 right now. Would you guys finance the rest?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But guess what? They're not investing in you. They're investing in the properties.
Yeah.
If you can show them that you flip a couple of properties, you have history, you can do it, they'll invest in it. Because they're not buying it to you, they're buying it to the property. Banks love real estate. Banks own more real estate than anybody does. That's why I tell you, you have to build relationships with who?
The bank.
Banks. Banks are the cash cow. Right? You guys still with me?
Yes.
You guys still with me?
Yes.
All right. I didn't get into it, so I didn't get into the stocks, but stocks is another one. Investing. I got late into the crypto. But I'm making noise now. I've been heavy in the stock market. But guys, cryptocurrency is the new wave. It was hard for me to invest into crypto because it was intangible. It was virtual currency, so I just couldn't find myself buying into it. Big mistake. Big mistake. But guess what? We'll all capitalize off of it. Right now is the time now.
That's right.
The time is now. It is the time. So if you're not investing into crypto, watch what's going on. ATMs, you have El Salvador that just made cryptocurrency their currency. Whole entire country, Bitcoin is their currency now. It's a country. That alone let me know that, hey, cryptocurrency is not going anywhere.
Right.
Be smart. That's a way to invest your money, right? So, guys, we're building cash flow, right? What are we building cash flow for? So people ask me, what do you want to do? What do you want to do for the rest of your life? Nothing. I don't want to do anything. I just want to be happy. Be a father. Not only that, help other people. That's all I want to do. All I want to do is sit behind a computer and invest.
Right.
That's where your money is making money for you. Like the young lady said earlier, you know, you got to learn how to make money while you're awake before you start making money worse. So a lot of people say, I want that passive income. Easier said than done. Can you actually make money while you're awake?
Right.
Active income. Can you actually do that? Once you do that, once you master that, now you can make money while you sleep. Now it's time to invest, right? You got to think big, guys, when it comes to business. Now, people ask me, you have all these different businesses. How do you manage all these different businesses? How is it even possible? One thing a lot of entrepreneurs do, which is a big mistake, one thing they always do, they have too many product-based businesses. You have to split it up to where you have product-based businesses and you have service-based businesses. You have to split it up. And I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs, because guess what? You have too many product-based and you can't keep up with the demand. You have this person selling t-shirts, you have this person selling coffee, you have this person selling, how are you going to keep up with all the demands? Unless you have a well-organized team. Right? That's why you'll put people in position. Guys, it's enough money for everybody.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
How do you free up your time? Step back, and you allow somebody else with experience
Yes.
to do it for you. I'm infamous for that. Like one of my mentors told me, you know, millionaires want to do everything, but billionaires don't want to do anything.
Right. Exactly.
I will pay you to do something for me before I touch it.
Thank you.
Because what you're doing, you're freeing up my most valuable asset, time. Guys, we can't get this back. You can't get it back. Once it's gone, it's gone. People don't understand that. Stop living for tomorrow. Live for today. Let's work today. Right? Invest into assets. I'm telling you, freeing up your time, invest into assets. Guys, you guys know the difference from an asset and liability? My 5-year-old daughter does. Some people don't. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. So guys, if you buy a house, is that an asset to live in?
Liability.
It's a liability. But now if you rent out the rooms in the house and they're paying a mortgage for you, it becomes an asset. Simple. Assets put money in your pocket, liabilities takes money out. Why did I get in taxes? This is my bread and butter, guys. I love taxes. Love-hate relationship. I love taxes. I don't know. I love taxes. It's the clients that get to me sometimes. You know how people get about when they need money. So guys, I was able to build 10 locations nationwide, right? And I have over 70 locations under my system. And it's not the amount of tax I had, it's which in the time frame I built them. All this happened within a 3-year span. Obviously, I'm doing something right. You know what I did? Rocket science. You know what I didn't know the secret was to me building all these tax offices so quick? I moved out the way. I allowed other people to benefit from what I was doing. I had a strategy, I had a system put in place, and I helped them build their own tax offices. Simple as that. Guys, why did I get into taxes? Another reason. My mentor always told me taxes is your single largest debt. You guys know that? Taxes is your single largest debt. Single largest debt. So when it comes to the when it comes to the Federal Reserve, the IRS, right? How many of you guys know the Federal Reserve is not even federal? You guys knew that? They're not federal. They're private banking organizations, cartels, that make almost $36 million an hour of your tax dollars. Not a day, not a month, every hour they're making $36 million off your tax dollars. They're making a lot of money. If you can't beat them, join them. So I started opening up tax offices, guys. You guys want to get into how I made $1.1 million in 90 days? Not one time, not two times, not three times, not four times. I did it quite a few times. Guys, you sure you want to get into this?
Yeah.
Any guys, any tax professionals in the house? No? No tax professionals? Guys, if you want to understand how to become a millionaire, not only become a millionaire, stay a millionaire, you got to understand how taxes work. I'm going to contradict somebody on here earlier. They said, it's hard. It's not hard to make $1 million. It's hard keeping it. And not only that, multiplying it. That's the hard part. You have a product that's $1, you sell it 1 million times. Oh, that seems simple, but it's just that simple. So let's get into the stats. I was able to make $1.1 million in 90 days. Guys, location, location, location. Having a storefront increase your margin profits by 20%. Just a storefront. You don't want to have an office where it's a maze. Somebody has to go find you inside of a small office, inside of another small office, inside of another. People are lazy. So as soon as you give them a runaround, they take off. Storefront, keep it in line. 20% increase in margins. All right? Building a team. Building a team is going to make or break your company. Guys, my team is everything. My team is everything. And I'm only showing you my structure with you guys. You know, every office that I own, I have an office manager. I have 2 senior preparers that are more knowledgeable in preparing tax returns. And I have 10 to 30 tax preparers. Why? Why so many tax preparers? Because out of those 30 tax preparers, you might get 10 of them that might actually show up. You might have 5 of them that actually might produce. All right? You got to have a street team, marketing team, people that are putting guerrilla marketing, that are putting out yard signs, things of that nature, passing out cards, engaging with the community. Right? These are the things that you have to put in place in order for you to be successful actually running the tax office. But I need to let you guys know, tax offices right now was on Forbes for the #1 business of generating income or actually making money within the first year. Low expenses, high return. That's why you see a lot of tax offices are popping up and closing all around. Florida's infamous for it. It's a tax office on every block here. Opening and shutting down, so definitely. So when it comes to weekly incentives, I like to keep my team motivated. $500 a week. Hey, whoever signs up the most people to get $500 or $1,000 or $2,000. You got to keep people hungry, keep them motivated. Got to keep your team fed. Weekly incentives are the best way to do it. Scaling your business, right? Scaling your business is one of those things that you have to understand what it takes, right? I'm going to go old-fashioned, guerrilla marketing. That's in-your-face marketing. I'm talking to people, I'm putting out yard signs, I'm passing out flyers, the old-fashioned way. I wish social media was as good as it was 10 years ago. God, why I make a lot of money. But guerrilla marketing is always the best tactic. Word of mouth is always your best marketing aspect. Word of mouth is everything. You want to make sure you're in the face guerrilla marketing. This year, our company, we gave away 10 cars this year. Every office that I own, I gave away a car. And people are like, why are you giving away cars? One, it was a tax write-off for me. Needed it badly. Either I give it to you guys or I give it to IRS. You guys. So definitely, now we have social media, we have promo, radio. So there's so many different platforms you can actually use to build. Right? Give always. Not giveaways, give always. I'm built on giving. I love giving back to the community. I love helping, because if it wasn't for the community, your business won't succeed the way it is. So you have to put yourself in a position of giving away, right? That's what connect you with community engagement. You're giving away, I have toy drives, I give away cars every year, turkey drives, back to school drives. I know you guys see those posters all over. They're engaging with the community to build a relationship with the community. Simple as that. I like actually open up tax offices in small towns where you can engage with the community, engage with the people, and you start building. But the trick to open up a tax office in a small town, you gotta find one key person that's in that town that's likable, that everybody likes, and you partner up with them. Now you have inside scoop. Now they see a familiar face in that office. Now, traumatized, you be somebody walk into the office, they don't know anybody in there. I don't think I want to do my taxes here. I'll go back to H1 block. Right? So you want to have a familiar face in there to build from. Right? Last slide. Numbers, execution. You got to put the groundwork in. 40 clients a day times 90 gives you 3,600 clients. You have to put the groundwork in. You have to write this down. You have to write it down. 3,600 clients at an average $325 each return, $1.1 million. Time management, breaking that time. You don't have to get 40 clients all at one time. Between 9 and 10 o'clock, you get 10 clients. Between 10 and 3, you get another 10 clients. Between 3 and 7, you get 20. You break it down in increments. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Are you guys with me?
Yes.
How many streams of income did I just provide for you guys?
Multiple.
I don't know how other people became successful. I don't know what they did and how they did it, but this is what worked for me. This is what worked for me. And I teach this all over the country. Because you have people that have more offices than I do. Way more offices than I do. But they come to me to understand how I was able to scale my offices so quick. Have people leaving H&R Block that are coming to my conferences. How were you able to do that? Because they're checking for a dollar amount. They're not engaging with the community. They're not really trying to help people save money on their taxes. Like I always tell people, taxes, 10% data entry and 90% information. When that client is sitting in front of you, you're filing their taxes, but in the same sense, you're actually informing them how they can save more money on their taxes next year. You'll have a client forever. All right? You guys with me?
Yeah.
You guys aren't with me. You guys with me?
Yeah.
All right, you want to get a little bit into real estate? I'll give you guys a little bit into real estate, just a little tad bit. All right, when it comes to real estate, it's very tricky. You can make a lot of money, just like anything, you can make a lot of money, you can lose a lot of money as well. All right? You gotta be very, very conscious of how you move and get into real estate. So if you don't have any money, right? I'm pretty sure you guys ever heard of wholesaling, right? You know, connecting buyer and seller, collecting the fee and chain in between. No, now I can show you a method that I use prior to actually getting this deep into real estate that I use to do a wholesale. You can go down to your local, you can go down to the local courthouse, and they have a list of what they call absentee owners. All right, and those absentee owners, these are properties that have been left, owners left them vacant. They still own them, they're still paying tax dollars on them, but they're just vacant. You get a list of those properties and attach those properties, the absentee properties, their numbers. You can actually call. Hey, I just saw one of your homes, and I was wondering, are you looking to sell? Majority of the time, when those homes are in distress, those owners are trying to get rid of them. I promise you right now, you might not find any because the market just went crazy because of COVID, and the houses are flying up the market like this. As soon as I renovate a house, it doesn't even last 2 hours. I mean, get multiple offers coming in. So right now, this is the seller, what you call the seller's market.
Yeah.
So we gotta be very, so when it comes back to the absentee, you make sure, talk to them and, hey, I see you have a property, and 90% of the time they're ready to sell. Now what you're gonna do is drop a contract between the owner and yourself to actually sell the property. the property is 60,000, you're gonna sell it to somebody for 70,000, you make the difference, which is 10,000. But on paper, when it shows up on how much the house is listed for or was sold for, it's gonna say $60,000. That $10,000 you made in between is not reported. Tax free. You can hear that from me. Guys, there's so many ways to make money. There's so many ways to leverage money. There's so many ways to build. Guys, you gotta understand who you hang around. Who you hang around
Come on.
can dictate your future. Like I tell people, you can't change people around you, but you can change people around you. I'm gonna say it again. You can't change people around you, but you can change people around you. You guys have been great, man. I love you guys, man. Melik Monal. So, any questions? Anybody have any questions?
Is there another microphone?
Yeah.
Is it on?
It's all new. It's all new.
Yeah. She got you for it.
How you doing, man?
How you doing, brother?
Good. So, I was gonna ask you during the last panel, but I didn't get a chance to ask, but what was your biggest mindset change in becoming successful? Because there's kind of, there's steps in that path, but what was your biggest mindset change? Because I know you can never go past your mindset, but you're still changing your mindset, I know, because you bought them bags, I can see it.
To be honest with you, my biggest mindset is something I actually mentioned before. I was an individual that never wanted to take responsibility for anything. It was always somebody else's fault.
Wow.
And I realized that me always blaming somebody else for my shortcomings didn't allow me to be anything in life. So when I say accountability is how I became successful, accountability was how I became successful. Simple as that. Guys, there's no secrets. You can stay motivated all you want, but it's very difficult staying motivated. Very difficult staying motivated. If you can't stay motivated, you gotta get into being disciplined. Because it's very difficult to stay motivated. I don't think it's possible for anybody to just stay motivated 100% of the time. It's not possible. But you can replace that with being disciplined. Simple as that. Hope I answered your question, brother.
No, you right on.
Good.
What was the book that changed your mindset?
The book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki.
My son stole my book.
I have another book that will change your mindset. It's called the Financial Freedom Book.
Yes,
Have a copy
definitely.
of it tonight.
So guys, I do have my own book that I created for you guys. The Financial Freedom book. I work hard. That's all the businesses I've ever actually came across. From dive, man, I've done it all. Trucking, dive bars. Guys, I've built so many streams of income. And I understand how a lot of things work. But one thing about, like I said, I'm not the smartest person in the world. I'm not the most well-spoken. But one thing I know I'm good at is building systems within a business. Hey, find what you're good at and stick to it. You can't be the best at everything. So find what you're good at and stick to it. So that's why I was able to build multiple streams of income like that.
Hello. Earlier you were talking about when you bought the cars that you gave the titles to the bank. Why was that?
Yeah, because when you're borrowing money from the bank, in order for them to fund you, you have to turn over the titles because you don't own those cars. The bank owns them. Right? They own them. So once you finish paying off the cars, they'll give you the title. That's it.
And then you rent them out while you're you rent them out.
See, the thing about it, the goal about that is never having money come out of your pocket. The car's supposed to pay for itself. They're supposed to pay for themselves. Everything you put in position to leverage from the bank, you leverage it to where it pays for itself. I bought real estate properties with credit cards where it paid for itself. You have to leverage to where it pays for itself. If you don't, then you're gonna put yourself in a hole with the bank. You don't wanna do that.
What has been your biggest shortcoming as an investor and entrepreneur itself? What has been some mistakes that you have made in the big business area or even little business areas?
The biggest mistake I've ever made, I was a know-it-all. And the biggest mistake I made was not obtaining a mentor. Once I obtained a mentor, my life changed drastically, man. You don't know it all. Find somebody that you will emulate. Because I have, like they said earlier today, I had several mentors, and I used each mentor for different things. There's nothing wrong with having several mentors. You might get jealous a little bit, but there's nothing wrong with having several mentors. So, not having a mentor cost me a lot of money, man. And I was one of those individuals when I first started off, I didn't have credit. So I bought cash, bought everything cash. Oh, I see this car, $6,000, I got that. The dumbest thing you could ever do. The dumbest thing you can ever do, buy anything cash. You have billionaires that are leveraging the bank's money to buy homes and cars and boats. See these $300 million boats, they're not paying for those things with their own money. Why? Use my money when I can use yours.
Yep.
Guys, pay attention. You gotta pay attention. Like for people that take credit, credit is key. So definitely not having a mentor and gaining that mentor, my first mentor is what changed my life when it came to the credit aspect of things. I started leveraging my credit for everything I did. Now I have more money. Now my net worth is growing because I'm not spending my money, I'm spending somebody else's. The goal is to grow your net worth, not spend it. Now you sit in a position to where you have your net worth, now you can use that to invest wisely. Like cryptocurrency. Any more questions?
Do you have information about blockchain?
About blockchain?
Blockchain.
Blockchain. What about blockchain? You look more specific, right?
Well, it is the process of, I know banks right now are using that system to transfer titles and.
You have, let me see, you have,
They're transferring value, not the currency, but.
I think I want to say Chase was a company that just hired several people, cryptocurrency experts to get into blockchain and understand the process of transferring currency to currency. When it comes to crypto, like I said, I'm new in crypto.
Okay.
But I do understand one thing. Once they start doing that, I know it's here to stay.
Yes.
So I started investing into crypto, and like the ADAs, and like I'm not a stock market expert, but the EOS is ADAs. ADA right now is like $1.40. Buy it.
What's it called?
Buy it.
There's a lot of
What's it
crypto out
called?
there.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Cardano.
Like Cardano. So when it comes to crypto, like I said, I'm not a cryptocurrency expert. When it comes to crypto, I just understand a lot of these cryptocurrencies are not supported by anything. You want to get into crypto that's supported by something. Hey, what's the point of this crypto? It's helping change the environment. It's helping save the world. Or they're recycling. They're trying to minimize trash. It has to be something that's supporting the cryptocurrency in order to be volatile, or even anything that's worth investing in. So I make my investments based on those things. Like you look at Ethereum, you have Bitcoin, you have Cardano, you have Tron, you have a lot of different cryptos that you can invest in. Chainlink, a lot of these cryptos, they are all formed for something. So you just have to do your research. Before I even advise anybody to get into crypto, do your research first. Understand what a blockchain is. A lot of people don't know what a blockchain is. Like just to bear it down to, it's like a virtual safety deposit box that you only have the address to. And this is the world the route the world's transferring in right now. If you guys don't know, so you're either gonna get with it or get left behind when it comes to this cryptocurrency, because it's not going anywhere. I promise you, it's not. It's not.
It's trying to replace the actual point.
Yeah.
Because right now, banks are trying to, since October of last year, banks were allowed now to entered the blockchain. So that blockchain is actually transferring value instead of money. So it's like your car note, your bank account, your title to your house, your deed to your car. Yeah, all of those are value. So the banks are now allowing to transfer value on the internet. It's like a big, huge, but nobody can actually break into it because it has to go through so many channels to even to verify who you are. So not one person cannot just hack you. Again.
Beautiful thing. It's like it's guys, it's a beautiful thing. So you gotta get in when you fit in when it comes to this cryptocurrency and understanding what it takes to actually get to the next level. These things are in the palm of your hand right now. Is are you gonna execute or are you gonna sit back and watch? Guys, I want everybody in this room right now to live on their own terms. A lot of people aren't, you know, like working a 9 to 5 is cool, you know, building somebody else's dream is not. And I say this proudly, you know, I want everybody in this room to have their own ownership is key. Have your own ownership is key because you can't pass your job down to your kids. My daughter, she said, you know, and she knows that's boss lady Mia. You know, the legacy. And that's what it's about, guys. Any more questions? I like questions, guys. I really do. I like questions. I got an answer.
Billy, I have your phone number. I'm gonna be calling you.
Call me. That's why I put it up there. Call me. Definitely. Guys, no more questions? No robot, no assistant. It would be, hey, it's really. I try to answer all the calls. I try to answer everybody sometimes. It gets overwhelming sometimes. 500 missed calls, so. All right, guys. I love you guys dearly, man. I hope everybody gets home safe.